Hi guys. What I want to talk about today is this. Most of the men nowadays are useless. When I talk most men, I mean 90%. And when I say useless, I mean you're a beta male. A beta male is a male that doesn't really add any value to the society. And the reason for this is it's not entirely the man's fault, and it's not that the women are the good ones. It's just how society was formed. I think there was a book, something called along the lines, hard times create strong men, and good times create weak men, something like this. And it's just, it's like it goes in waves, and we are now on I'd say slope down, or like just went up and we're going down. But the point of this video is to show you the problem and what we can do about it. So the thing is, women now are able to do basically the same things as men can. Back in the days, that didn't used to be the case. Back in the days, women couldn't do the same things as men could because there was patriarchy, there was sexism, and so men would be more attractive to women and to the society because they added some value that women did not add. Well, nowadays women do add this value because if you think about it, women can go to school, go to university, get a job, rent a house, pay a car, and well, that's basically it. They can also go on vacations, they can live their lives like a normal Western human being. And so do men, but now the scale balanced out, and so what happens is women are actually in a little bit of advantage, because not only can they earn the same money as men, they're also looking pretty. They're also very social creatures, And here is when men become useless in relation to women. Because the only thing that could counteract this female nature, women are social, they're beautiful. The only thing that men have to stand up against this advantage of women is their masculinity. But the male masculinity is also absolutely fucked, because you guys are sleeping bad, you guys are eating junk food, you guys are watching TikTok, so your masculinity is also fucked. Your testosterone is low, so you're also not adding any masculine energy to your life. And so an average man, basically a beta male, in comparison to an average woman, has less value. And that's why you have so many incels out there. Those are simply men who don't add any value. And so if you can't add any value to a relationship, you're not in a relationship. To fix that, you need to transition from a beta male to an alpha male. And when you do that, the weight scale balances out, and you once again can add some value that women can't. And this movement, the way you transition from a beta to an alpha, this is by a movement called self-improvement. What's ironic is that a lot of the beta males really, really cringe about the self-improvement movement. I'll maybe pull up on TikTok here. Someone said this in the chat.
If you slow down and say that it's okay to play 1 hour video games, the guy who's right behind you, who you were gonna beat, but you slowed down to play 1 hour video games, crosses and he beats you, and then he takes your future wife and he impregnates her. Any man who is trying to convince you to slow down in the race of men is trying to fuck your future wife.
Yeah, you can see here on the TikTok that they're really cringing about what Hamza says here. Well, they're probably cringing because of the way Hamza says it. He's really upfront. He uses this, what does he say? Impregnate your future wife. It sounds cringe. But the reason the beta males don't like this movement is, first of all, they're a bit jealous. They're jealous that someone is going to be better than them. The second of all, this movement goes against their values. If your value is to play video games every evening, and there's a guy that says that the right way is to not play video games and read books instead, and you absolutely hate books, well, obviously you won't adore this guy because he says something that goes against your values. But the thing is about those values you beta male guys have is those values were injected into you by Hollywood, by TikTok, by the society, those feminist lies. You know what I mean? The fucking Disney. Let me give you an example. You guys all know this story that, for example, a good guy, a nice guy, he will eventually get the baddie. Do you know what I mean? Because the baddies, they don't want the bad guys. They don't want the strong masculine guys. No, the baddies, the most beautiful women, they want a loser, a nerdy guy. You know, that's what Hollywood says you. Okay, if you start scrolling on TikTok, you're basically killing your brain. I don't even know what you're doing there. It's all just memes or some feminism shit there. But also in school, I mean, in school you're taught to be to stand down. You know what I mean. In school, your masculine energy is always being I don't know how to say this, but it's being suppressed, and the feminist energy is then being praised. Well, why do I say this? Is I want to show you that your beta male values aren't actually your values. This is just something that got injected into you as you grew up. And the thing about these values is that they are really ruining your life. Most common of those values is the doing what I feel like mentality. This is when you live your life only doing things that you are comfortable doing, that you feel like doing. And when you don't feel like doing anything, you don't do that. It's a very common thing. But what most guys end up doing is they end up being absolute losers because they're not doing any work. If I would have this mentality right now, instead of recording this video, I'll probably watch some TikTok, eat some pizza, jerk off, and go to bed. Instead, I have to work on my dropshipping store, I have to record videos for you guys, I have to read books and go to the gym. Now, all of those habits like going to the gym, reading books, they require some discipline. They require some mental focus. And to do them, and doing them gives you less dopamine than watching porn and jerking off. Do you know what I mean? And when most of the guys are beta males and they're doing what they feel like doing, well, they end up doing the bad habits that give them more dopamine and require less motivation. And so most of the guys who live by doing what I feel like mentality, who are absolutely brainwashed by Hollywood feminism, who are absolutely brainwashed by feminism Hollywood propaganda, they end up being losers. They end up being low value men because they're not building any value. And women are neither building any value, but women, they're at least pretty. You know, if you take an average Joe and an average Jessica is still gonna be better because at the end of the day, Jessica she just looks better. If I had to hire a virtual assistant, just fucking an assistant, okay? If I had to hire an assistant for my office and I had to choose between an average Joe and an average Jessica, I would choose Jessica because they both add the same value, but at least Jessica looks pretty. Do you know what I mean? And so the woman will then always be chosen above men because at least they look good, okay? And on top of that, it's also like socially accepted because, hey, you're, what is the word? Socially responsible. You're hiring women, do you know what I mean? And so the men just get left behind. And so the thing the man needs to do is to start adding up values. Start working on yourself. Get this feminism shit out of your head. Get out of the bed and go to the gym. Start building values. Start evening up the scale so that you can add some value to humanity, to your relationship, to the society. Because when you don't add any value, people don't want you. When you're only taking stuff and not giving anything, nobody wants you. And so you become an incel, a loser, a beta male, and eventually depressed, and you know what happens then. But anyways, guys, this was this video. I hope you liked this. Subscribe to my channel, and I see you next week. Bye.